Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to Let's Play Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. You may notice that my surroundings are slightly different from where we left off last time, and that's because I began to record another video, but received a phone call in the middle of it, and anyway, it did not survive the rigorous editing process that I go through, namely deleting videos that are 2 minutes long. But you didn't miss much. We popped into the vestibule of hell here to train up our summonings for a little bit, and in theory get Dragon's Call active, which we memorized before coming here. Because I kind of want to do the tomb. Never gone beyond the first level of the tomb, and I kind of want to. Oh, there's Jarian. And we got close enough to Lehudib's hymn, so easy mode. Though you could see he had quite a few hit points. Ate several Lehudibs straight to the face. But we could pick up his horn and perhaps summon some demons of our own with it if we so choose. The nice thing about the vestibule is that it's fairly easy to dance in and out of it. This gateway is 2 ways, and not particularly far from anywhere that you want to be going. It's right in the center of things, in other words. Doi, 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 doi. So I mentioned in a previous video that I want to be a little more efficient with my spell casting. I haven't quite figured out how to go about that yet. But I think it's just kind of gauging when we should Lehudibs and when we should Iron Shot. Gauging range is going to be a little bit difficult. Yeah, we're getting some points into summonings. I don't know. I don't think for sure that we'll get to a usable level 9 spell amount of summonings in here, but we'll get pretty close, and I think we should be okay, at least for Tomb 2, without dragons. We have a lot of negative energy resistance. We have it maxed out, in fact. And that stacks on top of our natural torment resistance. I don't know if it stacks additively or multiplicatively. Normally, if you have full negative energy resistance, instead of dealing half your life in damage, it deals 35%. Torment does, rather. It's 5% per pip. So I don't know, with our natural resistance reducing that to 25%, I don't know if it's reduced by a further 15% so that Torment only does 10% of our health and damage. That seems unlikely. What seems more likely is that it's a 10%, each pip of negative energy resistance, each pip of life protection, or whatever you want to call it, is a 10% reduction of the base effectiveness, so maybe it would be, we would lose like 17.5%. I don't know. Not really sure on that, and the wiki is unclear. But we do know at least that it stacks to some extent, and Torment is the scariest of the effects that can beset us in the tomb. Aside from smiting, which is just naturally obnoxious. So the Vestibule of Hell is interesting because it contains the 4 gateways to other parts of Hell. Costed us the Iron City of Dis, Gehenna, and is it Tartarus? Maybe. I don't know. We can find out at some point here. I kind of just want to fill this room with fire. That was very satisfying. Firestorm is great. I've really been enjoying it. Yeah, Tartarus. Okay. And each of the hells has its own sort of theme going on. Tartarus is a bunch of undead and negative energy themed critters. Flat. It's just so much fun. Gehenna is a bunch of fire, salamanders, fire elementals, brimstone demons, etc. The Iron City of Dis is kind of a mixed bag. And Cocytus is a bunch of cold critters. And you can kind of tell from these various types of tiles here. I mean, down here we've got this sort of gray stone, tomb-like stuff. This is going to be Gehenna with all the fire, Iron City of Dis with the iron walls there, and then Cocytus with the water. There aren't walls of ice or anything, so that's a little less thematically aesthetic. I don't know. Something like that. And the tricky thing about the hells is not necessarily the strength of its denizens, although the strength of hell's denizens is quite high on average. But it's that every so often you are punished just for being there with various nasty effects. For normal characters, it's every 20 turns or so, making it very, very difficult to rest. I believe that Chabriados slows down those punishments somewhat, just so it's not, prohibitive to walk anywhere. But that being said, even if he slows it down to half speed, we're still taking them at a pretty good clip when we're moving about. The only thing it might help us with is recuperating between fights. Never mind that. Iron Golem. I haven't looked at Iron Golems in a while. I don't think they're very difficult, but yeah. We can just hit it with a couple of Lahudib's Crystal Spears. Very good spell. Yeah, Iron City of Dis. Or maybe it's Dice or Dis. I don't know. I call it Dis. I was trying to think of some pun to, burn, and make a reference to Gehenna, but with age comes feeble-mindedness. Water elementals, interesting. Not too worried about those. Is that a Kraken simulacrum? That's interesting. With weird weird undead tentacles of some sort. That should take care of it nicely. Okay, so we gained a little bit of experience. Couple levels in summonings. Dragon's Call is still not castable, but it's getting there. And yeah, the reason why I don't want to do the hells yet is because they're kind of a drag. Each of the branches has 7 levels, and the first 6 don't really have anything of note. There's not really any treasure. There are just a bunch of random monsters, and you kind of have to just dive all the way down to the bottom level, which contains a Lord of Hell and a rune and a bunch of treasure. That being said, if you ever run away, you have to start all over again from level 1 with new monsters and everything. So you can't clear out the levels one by one and then, proceed to dash all the way to the bottom, avoiding as many punishments as you can. It doesn't work that way. You have to do the marathon all the way through. So we're going to try out the Tomb of the Ancients here. I think we can do it. I did a little bit of research on it between the last video and this video because I'm curious. And I think we have the capability. We have a reasonable summon. We have good negative energy protection. We have torment resistance. We have some strong offensive spells. We have some reasonable escape spells or escape resources. Fly over that. Oh, interesting. Trapdoor spider. Those are pretty rare. Oh, let's get deflect missiles up here. Yeah, so the tomb is fairly static. Yeah. And we can kind of stair dance here, which we will definitely want to do. We're going to drop this down and then head back up the stairs. Kill off a couple of those mummies. Wow, lots of mummies. Blow them up with shatter there. Suppose we can get some friends before we go down, although they didn't decide to follow us. We will have them when we come back up. Sort of. I don't know. Not the most successful thing in the world. Also, we're doing this now because we have more scrolls of Remove Curse than we did before. Another nice thing is we're immune to the rotting effects of mummy curses. Is there anything else we could be doing to protect ourselves? Not really. I mean, we're relatively safe here. Alright. His death curse was summoning things. Yeah, okay. How are our spells? Fine, even with the intelligence drain. Okay. Khufu. Oh, Khufu is pretty scary if I recall. An incredibly powerful emperor on the way to godhood. He died quite some time ago, but he sees no reason why that should stop him. Extremely dangerous. Tomb of Doroklohe? Interesting. I need to look that up. Khufu. He can escape by sealing himself in rock walls. Well, dear viewers, I'm getting another phone call, so I will end this video for now, but I will see you soon.